Hey, what's up, everybody? It's weekly roundup time. A lot of stuff to put in here. Majority of it is recent pickups, starting with Legion from Deicide. Once again, don't care for Glenn's lyrics, but the music is brutal. Torture Killer with Swarm, with Chris Barnes on vocals. Viking with Man of Straw. And if you're not familiar with this album, I completely forgot about it. There's a cover of the Pat Benatar song, Hell is for Children, on there. So, we got some Deep Purple, Slaves and Masters, from 1990. Pretty decent hard rock album. Then we'll throw in some hip hop with Dr. Dre. And we got the most recent album from Gruesome, Still Echoes. Well, Silent Echoes, I'm sorry. Released in 25. Downward Spiral from 9 Inch Nails. Domination from Morbid Angel. Self-titled debut from Nasty Savage out of Florida. Some Duranius TH with Horror Wrestling. So this album is not as much like their first album. This kind of is more sludgy, Alice in Chains-ish. They do have a cover of Ace of Spades on here, and it's slowed down, and I wouldn't think that Ace of Spades slowed down would sound really good, but it does, the way they do it. So you should check out that. Then we got some Hell Yeah with Undeniable. This was a band I hadn't heard before. This is Annihilation Agenda by the US band Lethal. Thrash band. Good stuff. And some more Chad Gray with Mudvayne debut LD50. And then the AC/DC compilation Volts. Good stuff there. And then we've got some Black Sabbath with Heaven and Hell, Dio era. Some post-Judas Priest, Rob Halford with Fight, Small Deadly Space. Catches a lot of grief because of how good their first album was, but don't sleep on that album. That album's still a really good album. Then we got some more AC/DC, Highway to Hell. Deliverance, Subversive Kind, and did the research, and this album was originally released in 2018. And we got some Ripper and the Boys with Char's Walls of the Damned. Their second album, Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Need the third album. I have the first two on CD. The New Metal Church, Dead to Rights. One spin through. Obviously, I like it. It's Metal Church and they never disappoint. My only complaint is I wish that it had the extra tracks the CD has, which I will be picking up at some point. Only 8 songs, too short of an album, but they never disappoint. And the songs are, the thing I really love about Metal Church is as they have gone throughout their career. Their albums don't have like sound the same songs throughout the album. Like it's gonna have a certain sound to it, but their songs are very distinctive individually. Then we've got Gravitas Maximus from Long Island Pyrexia. Brutal death metal, kind of in the vein of Suffocate. Not this particular album, but the band in itself is very similar to Suffocation, who came out in the same area at the same time. And we got some more Chris Barnes with 6 Feet Under, Bringer of Blood. Very underrated album in their discography. And then we've got some Into the Realm from Castle Rat. Doom, female-fronted Doom band, I believe from the UK. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's where they're from. And then we got some Elixir, the Son of Odin. This is a reissue and from 2020, I think. But the original was 86, so I looked them up, and they're considered in the new wave of British heavy metal, but that period was more like bands getting started in the late 70s to like maybe 83. So I don't think they really fit the new wave of British heavy metal, but still a very, very good 80s metal album. So if you haven't heard of them, Elixir, check them out. This is also their debut, so that's why I wouldn't consider it new wave of British heavy metal, being started in 86. Then we got the new Black Label Society, Engines of Demolition, one spin through. So I like it. I'm not to the point where I love it, and I think that's mainly because of the way the songs were ordered. I think there's some really good heavy songs in there. Not overly heavy. It's nothing like, the first 4 or 5 albums. But there's like a lull where it's like a chunk of slower songs, like kind of in the middle. And I just think if that was rearranged a little bit more, maybe the album would have a better flow to it. Obviously, more listens are needed. But I say it's a fairly decent album after one listen. Then we got some Bay Area crossover, Assassins of War by Hyrax, EP. Really good stuff from Hyrax. They don't have anything bad that they've released. This has Steve Harrison on bass. Of course, you got Caton Glenn Rogers on guitar, Federico Ravelli on drums, and you got Lance Harrison on the opposite guitar. And they have a new band called Harrison, I think is how it's pronounced. It's HARXSON or maybe IXSON. Either way, go to Scott Waters' channel, and I'm sure he's got videos that show their release and all that kind of stuff. And then some more death metal with Flesh Crawl, Made of Flesh. Fantastic. On the shrink, the hype sticker, it says melodic death metal. I would just consider it just kind of, they almost had that old school Swedish death metal sound. Not like the In Flames Dark Tranquility, but more like, the Grave and Entombed type sound. So that is what I have for these last 7 days. Hope you guys enjoy it. Find something you'd never heard before. Maybe something you just haven't heard in a while. Anyway, till next time, God bless.